Hello YouTubers, this is The Giant Awakens, and today I want to talk about why this reminds me of 2008 again, but much worse. The reason I say it's much worse than in 2008 is because we have many more banks that are in the same situation like Lehman and Bear Stearns, and not only are they, there's more, but they're much larger, and they have taken on some of them have taken on a lot more risk than Bear Stearns and Lehman did. I mean, we're talking huge banks with huge leverage, some of them over 50, 60 times leverage. And this is all going back to 2008. And like in some of my previous videos, I talk about crony capitalism. The only reason capitalism is so great is because we allow bad businesses, bad banks, when people make bad decisions, we allow them to fail. And when we allow them to fail, that, I believe, reduces risk in the system, because then people aren't going to take unnecessary risk knowing that there's no one going to be there to back them up. It's like giving a kid a credit card and saying, okay, here, you got $500 on it. And they're probably going to go spend it all. Then if you give it to someone that already has a job and is earning money, they're going to spend it a little more wisely, because they're the ones that have to pay for it. And I think that's what's happening with all these banks, and hedge funds, is that they've been bailed out in 2008. They've been bailed out numerous times, continuing since 2008 to be bailed out. And they know that, some of them are so large that, they're not, Ben Bernanke or the central banks aren't going to allow them to fail, because they're afraid if they do, then it will take down the whole global economy. And that was my major point in some of my previous videos, is that, like Peter Schiff was always saying, is that, we have to let all these banks fail. We have to let these hedge funds fail. I mean, it's going to be a couple of years of really hard times, but in the end, we'll get all of this crap out of our system. Hopefully it'll awaken the American people and the people around the world to all this leverage, these CDOs, these CDSs, get rid of them. We don't need them, and how destructive they are to our economy as a whole, destructive to our currencies. And they don't produce anything. Think about it. What do they produce? They don't manufacture anything. All they do is manufacture debt upon debt that we're ended up having to pay for because of inflation. So that's my whole point. Is you got Goldman Sachs, you got all these hedge funds are still taking on huge amounts of risk. In Europe, you have these French banks still taking on risk. And no one cares, because, hey, I'm going to get bailed out, Look at John Corzine did with MF Global. He didn't care. I mean, he hasn't even been brought in for questioning yet. I mean, no one has a clue. I mean, this happened nearly a month ago. And actually, I think over a month ago now. And, no one even knows where he's at. I mean, this is unbelievable. Think about it. If I went to the store right now and I took a 50-cent candy bar, I'd be in jail. But this guy can be allowed to steal $1.2 billion or more and just walk around like nothing happened. I mean, where's the outrage from the people? I mean, this is unbelievable, unprecedented. No one seems to care. And I'm sorry to say this, but I think it's going to take a total collapse of the system before anyone wakes up. And, it just gets me angrier and angrier every day that everyone is so unconcerned about what's happening. They're just, as long as they're Dancing with the Stars or reality shows are on TV, they could care less. And I'm sorry, but you know what? Everyone's going to be in for a rude awakening when it happens. And, they're not going to know what hit them. So that's all I have for today. I hope everyone has a great weekend. If you haven't signed up for my YouTube channel, please do. And thanks again for listening.